Well, yo, all right, so the government sent me a letter, and I don't know what I did with it, but it was pretty much saying that they sent me a stimulus check already for the last stimulus check, which was $600, right? And I'm like, why are you guys sending me this now? So what I think is happening or is going to happen is the government, each time they send out a stimulus check, they're going to send out a letter to you that's referencing the last stimulus check. And they're doing that to preface you for where your stimulus check is going to go. So they're pretty much saying, listen, if your stimulus check came to you in the mail, then and your stimulus check came, like later than everybody else's, that's your fault. That's what the letter is basically saying. If your stimulus check came to you direct deposit, it came direct deposit because of the information that we got from your taxes. It also is saying that your stimulus check is, it tells you how much it is, or it was. Of course, you already know how much it was, and you already know how you got it. But it's basically giving you a letter to say, if you want to change anything, change it now because another stimulus check is about to come out. So for some of you who got your stimulus checks late, you got them late, and you got them in the mail, which is pretty much late. You got your stimulus check late simply because of your tax information, and you do not have a direct deposit going straight. The government doesn't have a direct deposit going into a bank. This is the reason why you got yours by mail. So there's that. Like my dad got his by mail. He has a paper check. I got mine by electronic deposit. I just called the bank one day and then boom, my check was in there. So there's that. So if you guys are worried about your stimulus check coming in the mail and it coming later than everybody else is coming, then you need to call your bank, get the routing number, and get your account number and your routing number, and then go on to irs.gov and give them all the information that they need so they can give you a direct deposit. Now, some people don't want to do that because they owe child support, so on and so forth. And the government can take your child support right out of your bank account. They can take anything right out of your bank account if they know where your money is. So they can just snatch out your bank. And this is the reason why some people are like, I'm not going to give them my information. If they're going to send me money, I'll get it by mail. I'm okay with that. So I dig that too. I totally understand that, but that's basically what the letter was for. And they sent it to me like 4 days ago. So the stimulus check we got coming up now is $1,400. Now, I'm not really hyped about the stimulus check because I'm not pressed, but nonetheless, $1,400. You get a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? So you're going to have people doing all kinds of stuff, going on vacation and all this other stuff when they get their $1,400. And for some people, if they have siblings and or if you have siblings and or you're taking care of anyone. So let's just say that I start taking care of my pops and I claimed him, which would, he's not going to happen. But nonetheless, and I claimed him, then I would get his stimulus check and, of course, take that money and, so on and so forth. But for each child, they also get a stimulus check. So that's still, but the thing about it is because some people are about to get a lot of money. I mean, if you got 4 or 5 kids at home and, the wife and then you, the wife, 4 or 5 kids, you're about to get serious paid. And the thing about it, for all you guys who own child support and or women who owe child support, the stimulus check coming out will not be taken. The child support will not be taken out of the stimulus check you're about to get. So, oh, happy day for you guys, because some of you guys, your stimulus check got eaten out by the child support that you owe. Any of you who owe back taxes, your stimulus check will not be eaten by your back taxes. Now, some of you might want to take that stimulus check and pay off your back taxes. However, that's not my business, that's your business. But nonetheless, your stimulus check will not be affected by back taxes. It will not be affected by child support. So all the money that you're going to get is going to come straight to you. And some people are getting I think it's like $3,000 a head or something like that. It's a ridiculous amount of money. However, for some of you guys who are not working and you're getting you're on welfare or whatever it is now, or you're getting your unemployment checks, you need to be aware that some of that might stop pretty soon. And they're trying to get this bill passed over so it won't stop. But if they, it looks like they already did. I think they had till the middle of this month to make it happen. So, but nevertheless, keep your eye on that, because that stops, you guys are going to lose a lot of money. And yeah. So here's the thing about that. They were giving you that extra $600 a week, right? So people was like, I'm out here balling on unemployment. Well, unemployment still runs out. Yeah, can't wait to get the $1,400. I buy more ammo and put the rest in an IRA. You know what? I've been looking at IRAs, annuities, and life insurance and stuff like that. I'm in my 50s, so it's about time that I do stuff like that. It's about time I get into, things that are going to make me money, because the bank is not making me money. Okay, the bank, if your money's in the bank and you think the bank is about to make you money, you making more money a year on YouTube making videos than you ever will by putting your money in the bank. Okay, it's just, the bank is like 2%. It's ridiculous when they tell me how much I made from putting my money in the bank. It's just a joke. It's basically a safe place, is what you think, but it's not so much. I even thought about putting my money in a safety deposit box, just to find out that your safety deposit box is not insured. So if one of the workers inside of the United States Post Office happens to go into your deposit box, which they can, and they do, they can take out every bit of cash that's in there and roll out like it's nothing. One lady lost $86,000. $86,000, just like that. And she couldn't call and do nothing. Can't call the police because they don't know anything. And it's not insured, so bing. It's not, as far as insurance, member FDIC. If you have over 10 grand in the bank, it's member FDIC. True, that's why I am not a huge fan in only just having a savings account. Yeah, and bank IRA feels more. See, I don't know enough about IRAs, annuities, and stuff like that, but I am definitely going to hit my bank up and tell them, listen, I want to know how to do this. Because, in my eyes, everything I do is an investment, like everything. Like, I don't make a move unless I'm investing in something. I don't care if it's time. I don't care if it's sleep. Everything I do, to me, is an investment. So if I keep this mind state with the little I have, when I get a lot, I'll be able to, hold on to it. That's one thing I noticed, that people take their money and it burns right through their hands. And, next thing you know, $5,000 is gone just like that. And in less than a week, you $5,000 gone. And I'm like, what did you spend it on? And you're like, 2 cars. I bought 2 used cars and they both broke down. I'm like, what are you going to do? Yeah, can I borrow some money from you? No. No, no, you cannot borrow money from me. You went out and bought two junk cars. They broke down on you. You pretty much knew that was going to happen. You can't borrow money from me. I'm not going to replace your engine. $300 to replace your engine, and then you want to? No, I'm not getting you another car. I'm just saying, like, have some type of mindset to know that this money is just not going to last that long. This stimulant, listen, if you guys are up against it and this stimulus check is going to help you, it's a good chance you're going to take that money and it's going to be gone within a couple days. Somebody needs to help you out some kind of way. But here's the thing. A lot of people are just broke and I'm poor. I get it. But I'm the type of guy, I'm in a position where I do this. Okay, I'm doing stuff like this. See a penny, pick it up, and all day long you'll have good luck. Here's the stuff I've been doing. All right? Here's the stuff I've been doing. I've been like, yo, you see that right there? That is 10 cents. Okay? Quarter, nickel, dime. I'm that dude. All right? I've been getting it in like that. So, yeah. But, yeah, I want to get into IRAs. I don't really trust the stock market or anything. The banking system, to me, is heavily flawed. And when I was looking at Robinhood, which are a laughing stock right now, no pun intended, but Robinhood, basically, you guys know the story of Robinhood. If you don't, I'll just regurgitate it real quick. Pretty much, Robinhood is an app where you can go ahead and invest. It's an investment app. And basically what they did was they had 13 stocks that started going up because people were buying and they were making money. Like the average person was making money off of buying the stocks. And one of those was GameStop. So they were buying a bunch of GameStop stocks and then were making money from it. And then once the investors who actually seeded Robinhood and is part owner and is also somebody who works on Wall Street saw that, they went ahead and stopped people from buying the stocks in 13 stocks that were going up. So they stopped it and then they took all the money. So basically, Robinhood ripped off a lot of people. And then when they did an interview for the CEO of Robinhood, he tried to blame it on acting like everybody's stupid, like the SEC and stuff like that. But the person interviewing him said the SEC had nothing to do with what you did. Why don't you just come clean and tell people what you did? Well, what really happened is the big guys who were invested in helped seed Robinhood, they're the ones who took the money and then stopped everybody from making money off of them. So this is one reason why I don't really trust investment apps. I mean, if you have yourself a Cash App, you can actually invest using Cash App. But I just don't do it. I always knew there was something tricky about that. Like the little guy isn't just gonna jump into the stock market and all of a sudden make a bunch of money without the big guy controlling it. It's all about control. And that's exactly what happened with Robinhood. And I'm glad that it happened. Unfortunately, some people did lose their life over it. One guy had 80 grand. He was told that he owed 80 grand or something like that. He went ahead and offed himself. So that was pretty sad. But it all had to do with, the lie that Robinhood told. So be careful in some of these investment apps. There's a new investment app now where you can, wherever store that you shop at. So you shop at Myers, you shop at Walmart, Starbucks, whatever it is, you can go ahead and invest $1 into wherever it is that you shop at, and it does it automatically. So you pull up the app, you shop, you pay for it, boom, it automatically takes $1 and invests it into wherever it is that you've just been. So that's pretty slick, but nonetheless, in the end of things, the big guy still controls the numbers, and they can cut you off in a heartbeat and pretty much take your money as far as I can see. So I'm just not too happy about things along that line. Now, as far as IRAs, I don't know a lot about IRAs, but I guess what I'm saying is, if there is a way for you guys to put your money into a CD, annuities, and all that other stuff, you should do it. Uh, but I understand that everybody's going to need that money. Listen, $1,400 is nothing to sneeze at. That ain't nothing to sneeze at. I mean, that can put somebody on the road. You know what I'm saying? That can get you back your driver's license. Hell, that can get somebody out of jail. You know what I'm saying? $1,400. Hell, that's a good amount of money for even a broke person. You know what I'm saying? That can get you in trouble too. So I'm just gonna so what I'm gonna do with my money is I am looking in to IRAs and stuff like that. I don't really have plans on spending it. Truthfully, I would like to take the whole thing and okay, if I spun my $1,400, here's how I would do it. I flip appliances. All right, I take appliance, I fix it, I put it back on the market for the market price, and people buy it. Or I'll buy an appliance and then sell it for the market price. The market price is dictated by other appliances of the same ilk and what the average, in between the average and slightly above average sale of that item is. So let's just say that it's a stove. Or we'll take a refrigerator. Say you have a refrigerator that's a nice one. You have a Whirlpool refrigerator, 2016, and it's a double door refrigerator with a freezer on this side, fridge on this side. Everybody's seen them. They're very convenient, and right now they're in high demand simply because of COVID-19. So basically, if you have yourself one of these, has an ice maker, let's just say everything in it works, bells and whistles. The reason why the owner got rid of it is because the wife wanted a whole new kitchen. And let's say that it's stainless steel. So this is a nice refrigerator she just got rid of. She got rid of the whole thing. And these people got money, so they're not really worried about it. But she saw something she wanted and sent her husband to Lowe's or Home Depot and said, hey, pick up that refrigerator, pick up that new range, pick up the new over-the-counter pick up the over-the-counter microwave, and blah blah blah, all in black stainless steel, and it's the new thing now. And it comes out. She looks at it. She's like, "I want it." Cost them all together $4,000 even. Boom. To have it delivered, set up the whole nine, $4,000 worth of kitchen. Well, these people aren't going to put their old kitchen in the garage. They're just going to get rid of it. And who's going to get rid of it? Well, Home Depot is going to hire a outside contractor to deliver it, and to deliver. And if their demand is high, and they're going to say you can do whatever you want with the kitchen that you get rid of. Sometimes it's the case. Sometimes they take it back and use it for parts. So sometimes, Best Buy will take theirs back and will strip the refrigerator down for parts. Other companies don't do that. So then the guys who have these refrigerator stoves, yada, 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 they're not going to keep them at their house. They see this all the time. So they're going to take them and they're going to have a group of guys or women who live around town who buy them from them. So they'll take it and they'll have an average price, has nice stainless steel. They don't care if it's 20-year-old stainless steel or if it's a 2-year-old stainless steel. All of the stainless steel double door refrigerators go for $150. Boom. So somebody like me goes, deal. I'll take that refrigerator, boom. I know that it works, boom. I'll take it, put it in a storage unit. I'll look at it, clean it up, take pictures of it, and then post it somewhere where I can resell it. And I'll sell it at the market price, which is the median price of other refrigerators of its kind. And that's very important because you have different refrigerators, different age, and some of them don't all sell the same. A black refrigerator is not going to sell as high as a stainless steel. So when I do this, I already know what the average price is going to be. So I set my price above the average price. And then I change that price if it doesn't sell within a certain time. And I bring it down. But I already know what my bottom price is. And I already know how the haggling game goes. Most people are going to say, what's your bottom price? Then I give them my bottom price and tell them they need to come pick it up. So that's what I do. I flip refrigerators, you know what I'm saying, mostly. Sometimes stoves, you know, a microwave every now and then, and washers and dryers and blah, blah, blah. But, it's just a little something I do on the side, put some extra dollars in your pocket. And it's a good, honest hustle. But nonetheless, so this is the reason why at this point, I can take my whole stimulus check and put it into something. So I'm either going to, here's what I'd like to do. If I could find a scratch and dent dealer, I would take my money and put it into inventory. So if I got with Home Depot or one of them and was able to get to their appliance department and have some kind of hookup where I can buy the scratch and dents that they just want to get rid of at a reasonable price. And it has to, and another thing, okay, so when you're looking at an appliance, if you can look at the appliance you want to get, okay, so let's take a 3-door refrigerator, stainless steel, Whirlpool, Samsung, any of them. So you're looking at a Samsung 3-door French door, basically what it is, French door stainless steel. You're looking at it and you're like, okay, let me see what year it is. So you look inside where the model number is and it tells you when the month and the date that it was made. So you go, this was made in 2010. Now, if you've been dealing with appliances for a minute, you know that a refrigerator is going to keep ticking long past 2010. It may have a couple of hiccups in it where you have to, you're saving it. There you go. So you may have a couple of hiccups in it where you might have to buy a new fan for it every now and then, or a thermostat or something like that. Those things are cheap. You might maybe $100. The thermostat is $35, $40. It's just not expensive. So boom, you have to replace something. No big deal. You buy the actual refrigerator for $250. Now some of you go, no way, I'm not going to do that, and then have to fix it for $100. So you're $350 into it. But do you know what the market value of a 2010 3-door refrigerator is? The medium value of it is $550. So you automatically come out $250, boom, off the rip. And if you deliver it to them, you can charge them an extra $70. But if you set your price higher than that at $650 and take your chance, it's a good chance that somebody's going to buy it at $650 plus delivery of $70. Now, is it worth it? You made twice what you paid for it and fixed it. That's how you do it. Now, sometimes you can get a refrigerator and you can charge people 3 times as much as you paid for it. If you can get it as low as $100 or $150, you can charge people $400, $500, $600 for the same refrigerator because you know the median or the average value of the refrigerator. Once you set it so high, boom. Now, it may take you a couple months, but nonetheless, you can actually do it. So, for this reason, I'm just giving you guys some game. I don't know where you live, but, you can get into the fridge game yourself, save yourself a couple dollars. You know what I'm saying? Make a couple dollars. But anyway, so I'm going to take my money and I'm going to look for a place to save it. So I'm not going to so much save it in the bank, though. I think leaving your money sitting in the bank it's just waiting for a rainy day. I mean, if you're doing all your transactions with money that's in the bank, I totally understand that. And if your money is, and if you're not really saving money, okay, so let's just say that your average household, whatever it is, it makes $2,500 a month. And they're spending pretty much $2,500 a month. So they put that money in the bank. Guess what's going to happen? They're going to spend that too. They're not going to take that $1,400 and save it. They're just not. Because they're already stretched. You know what I'm saying? They're going to find something else to spend it on and blah, blah, blah. Why? Because they're not saving it. So if you have a household that needs $2,500, but nonetheless they're making $3,500 a month, it's a good chance that they might be saving about $300 or $400 a month. Another good chance that when they get that stimulus check, they'll probably put $500 in the bank where they don't need it and, blow the other one. But nonetheless, you see where I'm going there. So because they're stretched thin. So if every month you're stretched thin, when you get your stimulus check, you're going to blow it. That's just it. That's all. But if you've been saving, I don't care if it's $25. If you're in a position where you are dedicated to saving $25 each paycheck, don't make to keep they don't make enough to keep a savings, and their mind is, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so in the business I'm in, when my business slows down, I start cutting things off. And some of the first things I cut off is entertainment. I don't care about it. So if I had a Netflix account, I cut it off. If I had a gym membership, I cut it off. I have 2 gym memberships. I go to both gyms. But when I'm back against the wall, I cut off my gym memberships. Boom, boom. I can always get them back. I cut off Netflix. I cut off the Disney Channel because I love watching The Mandalorian. You know what I'm saying? But and another thing, The Mandalorian is not playing right now. So I cut off the Disney Channel. I mean, I would watch WandaVision, but I can watch that on Amazon. You see what I mean? Or something like that. So if my show is not on, boom. Once Game of Thrones went off of HBO, I cut off HBO. So a lot of you probably you're still paying $13, $14 because you think it's not hurting you, and it's not. But you're not watching those shows anymore. You're not watching those shows. Your kids are not watching those shows. But nonetheless, you're still paying because you're like, I don't want to be bothered with turning it. No, make the phone call or go online, cut off Netflix, boom, you're not watching it. Your show's no longer running. Cut off HBO, cut off the Disney Channel, cut off the sports channel if you're not watching. All the channels. If you start cutting those off, next thing you know, you have an extra $100 in the bank. And you're like, where does extra $100 come from? Did I save it? No. You simply realized that you were burning gas when you didn't have to. You know what I'm saying? And this is one way people are spending money that they don't have to spend. If you're not utilizing those services, just straight cut them off. And that's just that. I don't need it. I'm cutting it off. The people go and buy all the PS5s and TVs. Well, the PS5 rush I would say that the rush is over. And the reality is hit a lot of people that they paid more than what they should have. Because listen, when a PS5 came out, automatically the company was backordered, right? Like you couldn't get a PS5. People were buying PS4s. They were just like, okay, I don't have a PS. I have a PS2. Let me get a PS4 because I couldn't get a 5 because they were in backorder. Well, they were in backorder because people were going, I'll take 20 of those. And they would get 20 PS5s at the regular price and then hike the price up 3 times its multiple and then sell it to somebody who could no longer get it because the company was backordered. So you're like, you know what? I got an extra $1,500. Give me your PS5. And that's what they did. The PS5 is $500-$600. Okay, they were selling them at almost $2,000. People went into business real quick. You know what I mean? So right now, the company probably caught up to its order. There's a good chance. I don't know. I don't follow PS5. But the company might have caught up to its order. So if they did that, now you can go ahead and order a PS5 for the regular price of what it is. And eventually, you know, because of the market saturation, the price will start to decline. You know, you wait a year, you know what I'm saying, the market will start to decline. And then, the PS6, and then the whole thing starts all over again. You know what I mean? But yeah, so some people might go out and buy a PS5, but those people have expendable, you know, they have cash to burn. I mean, they have, not unless you're making money off of it. So here's another thing. If you are a gamer, you need a PS5. You need it. If you're uploading videos of you playing whatever game that it is, and you're actually making money from it, then yes, I would have paid $1,500 for a PS5. I wouldn't even hesitate, because I'm making money from it. I'm going to get that money back probably within a week or less. I mean, you got some people who are making, you know, $30,000 a month on YouTube gaming. The number one person on YouTube was a gamer, PewDiePie. Okay, he was a gamer. All right, he was the number one person on YouTube. So yeah, he would have dropped $2,000 on a PS5 in a heartbeat. He would, as a matter of fact, they would have probably sent him a PS5. Real stuff. They would have sent him one. So yeah, you're gonna have a lot of people spending money on ridiculous things. But for those of you who follow my channel, I'm trying to encourage you, don't do that. Listen, I just went to see my dad in, down in Memphis. He's like, look, I need you to, come down here. I'm having a bad time, blah, 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 blah. Boom, I drop what I'm doing, go down there and see him. I can do that. I can drop what I'm doing right now and go across the country. And when I get back, all I have to do is, sell a refrigerator to make up for the money that I just spent. I'm telling you guys, save your money. If you guys are strapped, you're up against it, find a way to save yourself $10, $15 and keep doing it. Every time you get some money, just find somewhere to put it, like an IRA, learn about money, things along that line, because eventually your $10 is going to turn into $100 quicker than you know it. And you're going to be tempted to get that $100, but if you put it in something where that $100 is flipping, that's what I actually did. I took the money I had and I put it into something I knew that would flip. And it's the same thing, the housing market, or, people just selling anything. You take the money that you have and you go, okay, what can I buy for this? I can take $1,000 and go buy a used car and then fix the used car and sell it. Now I have $3,500. You can do the same thing. You can actually sell without a lot. You can sell 4 cars a year. 4. So you can take $1,400, go out and buy a used hoopty and don't do anything to it. But if you know the market value of it, you already know that where you're buying it from, you're paying less than the market value. If you can pay 2 times less than the market value on anything, then you can turn it over for 2 times what you paid for it. That's basically the hustle. Most of the time, you'll find old people who no longer want their car. When a car has low miles on it, there's not a bunch of dents and stuff in it because old people take care of their vehicles. You get a hold of the vehicle and it's a 2000 It's a 2000, Ford, whatever. And you're just like, yo, y'all took real good care of this, car that's 20 years old. Well, then when you look at the Kelley Blue Book value of it, you find out that the damn thing's worth $4,000. They want to sell it to you for $700 just because they want to get rid of it. See, there are people always getting rid of something for value. Always. And if you're a scavenger like me, you're always looking. Look, every time somebody throws something out in the garbage, or every time somebody moves in my apartment complex, I'm staring at the garbage. Every time. When I see people move out, I go and look at the garbage, and I'm walking around the garbage. Now, people used to make fun of me. They used to talk behind my back until I pulled up with a new truck. New to me. I pulled up with a 2007 Chevy Avalanche, and I paid cash for it. Say word. Nobody snickered at me since. Nobody. I'm spending my stimmy on Popeye's chicken. Hey, spend your stimmy on Popeye's chicken and invest in them. They're public. They're public. So we have a restaurant that's up the street. This restaurant is always packed. It's a black restaurant. And they don't really have people sitting in there. All your stuff is to order. Every time I go there, it's packed. I'm like, yo, are you guys gonna make another one of these? Like, I want to invest in you. And they think I was serious. They were like, who's this guy? I was like, no, really. Like, I want to know, how can I invest in this restaurant? You know what I'm saying? But they really didn't take me serious. But my money is green and it's very real. But it's okay. I'll just take it and put it into something else. But nonetheless, the potential of always having customers. Listen, they run out of food every day. Every day. You walk in there. If you go in there about 6 o'clock, they'll say, we no longer have this, 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 and this. They run out every day. And the stoves are constantly, I just love it. All I see is money coming out of there. Like, I would love to be able to get just a share of that. Like, I would love to be able to get 10% of that right there. I would love to be able to get 5% of it. You know what I'm saying? I'd love to be able to get 5% of that. Like, how much would it, to get 5% of that? You know what I'm saying? I'd invest in them in a heartbeat. I really would. If I can get 2% out of them, I would. Even after taxes, I'll still do it. Because I know if I can get 2%, I can get 4%. Because I would just take the money I make off of the yearly, annually, and I would just flip it back over to them. I wouldn't spend it. I'd be like, okay, I made this much money. I want to invest this much money back into your company. And then I would just, boom, flip it right back. And I would just keep doing it until eventually I got like 20%. And, that's just how I would roll. You know what I'm saying? Get that constant check from them and just keep it going. So, yeah, I plan on saving my money. Either that or I'm going to invest it in something. I deal with a lot of landlords. So I got this one guy who buys houses. I deal with a lot of rich people. They're rich. You don't even know that they're rich. Some of them are millionaires straight up. So I get a lot of tips from them, but none of them are like company owners. They're all entrepreneurs. And I only wish that they had a company because I would like to sit down with one of them and say, hey, how can I invest in your company? Because I see what you're doing because you're buying your appliances from me. Like, I know who you are. You know what I'm saying? So eventually I'm going to find a company to, put a couple grand into. That's really what I'm saving up for. I'm looking to walk up on somebody and say, I got $5 grand. Let's do it. And go into business with somebody who I've been watching for a while. And do it all legal. What I'm saying? With lawyers and everything, so I don't get beat for my money. You know what I mean? I thought about buying some land But I don't like people that much. I like businesses that flip quickly. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to keep, like, this is the reason why I don't own any apartments. You know, because I was looking at that. Ooh, I might just get a rental and stuff like that. Then I would have to deal with you every month. Then when you don't want to pay me, we're going to have issues. I'm not really looking for that type of rah-rah because some of my friends are landlords and they're going through that now. I'm not interested in that battle. And then I got to evict you and you got kids and all this other stuff. I just don't want to be that guy. But that's how a lot of these, that's how a lot of the, I'm just going to say it, a lot of the white people I know are rich. Rich. They have disposable income like you wouldn't believe. So, like one guy, he was like, I have 21 places that I rent out. 21. Another guy was like, he knew, he got referred to me by another guy. He said, the guy who referred you to, he has apartments he has them all over the country. He said the guy is mega rich. And you wouldn't believe it, he a young dude too. You wouldn't believe it. You can tell he has a little bit of arrogance about him, but he's like an accountant too. But when I tell you that this dude can grind, these guys are buying up everything. They're buying up all kind of land, all kind of apartments. They're taking them, they're refurnishing them, and doing all this kind of stuff to them. Next you know, somebody moves in, boom. They're getting their money back hand over fist. I mean, listen, I have no doubt that these guys can actually bankroll their own projects. You understand what I'm saying? Like these guys are, okay, so theirs is a place on the west side. It's kind of run down, but there are people that live there, still live there. So what happened was this one guy, you know, like people still live there, but a lot of apartments are empty. So what he did was he went and bidded for all of the duplexes in there, all of them. But he said, I got 1, 2, 3, but I couldn't get this one because somebody already bidded for it. So that's what they're doing. They're going in and they're buying up every place in the cul-de-sac. And boom, that's all their money. Like they have money to do that. I mean, imagine going to the bank and saying, how much of these, you know, apartments that you guys own? And the bank coming out their mouth with $100,000 and they're going, done. Let's make it happen. Or and they're paying cash for it. They're going 100,000, boom. Here's 100,000. Thank you very much. Thank you. Give me my deed. Take the deed and then start calling up guys like me who supply with appliances. You know, I can fix some of your appliances. Also, sometimes people call me and say, hey, can you fix my appliance? And it all depends on what's wrong with it. And I'll say, you know, yeah, I could probably fix it. Or no, if it's a project that I don't want to be bothered with, I'll say, no, I can't fix your appliance. Then they got to go pay the big boys to do it. But most of the time, they'll call me and say, hey, can you fix it? And I will because I'm not expensive. You know what I mean? Or, you know, some of the guys will say, hey, can you put a TV up? Can you hang a TV for me? Or fix my faucet and stuff like that. So I can do all of that stuff. You know, you pay me what I ask you, but if you don't, I'm out of there. So, you know, I'm not thinking about getting on the rich level. I really don't want to be rich. I'm okay. I just don't want to starve. I want to be able to take $50,000 and put it down on a project and think nothing about it. And in order for me to do that, I would have to have 350. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my mind state. If I had 350,000 and I took 50,000, that would still hurt if I lost it. 5,000 would hurt if I lost it. But I could make the gamble with 50,000. You see what I mean? I could take $50,000, put it on a project, and if the project is slow, but yet it's making money, I'm still good. That's the way I do my fridges. If the fridge is broke and I paid $150 for it, I know I'm going to at least need $100. I sold a fridge to a guy for $650. Fridge was broke. It had a leak in it through the ice maker. So I had to find out how much an ice maker was going to cost and any other part that was involved. I'd never fixed any of that before. Boom. So I had to go on YouTube and blah, blah, blah. It turns out it wasn't the ice maker at all. It was just a little pump that's within the refrigerator, under the refrigerator. I had to take that pump and replace it. Never heard from the guy about it again. Well, matter of fact, no, yesterday. 2 days ago, he came and bought something else from me. He said, yeah, it's working fine. So, get your hustle on, guys. I mean, that might not be all of your hustle, but that's my hustle. And it's a good hustle. So I'm going to take my stimulus check and I'm going to either put it into, some more inventory, or I'm going to put it into IRA or something like that. And I want to put the whole thing in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really care about calling a bank just to see that I have another $1,400 in there. I want to take it, put it in a CD or something, and know that every month that money is rolling over. And I think you can put in like CDs and stuff like that you actually can choose the time. The thing about it is the percentage of what CDs are making. I think that's what discouraged me from getting a CD before, because I wanted to get one for 6 months. And what's this guy doing? And I think they when I was interested in doing it was a couple of years, just about 5 years ago, and they were only making 6%, something like that. I was like, 6%? That's not a lot. And my bank, you need to talk to an actual banker. I called my bank. I walked into 3 different branches, and none of them was able to get me a bank, an actual banker. They didn't take my money seriously. They didn't. And, and it pissed me off. I didn't switch banks on them, but I'm just like, one day I'm going to have a lot of money. And I know it. I'm going to have a whole lot. And you're going to be trying to do all this other. Look, once you get $10,000 in the bank, they start looking at you different. I had over that in the bank. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking, I need to hit the, $100,000 mark, and then maybe they'll start respecting me. But they really didn't care. At that time, I had $13,000 in the bank, and then eventually all of it was gone. All of it was gone. But so I was like, okay, I got 13 in it. They'll respect the fact that I got over 10,000. Remember FDIC? Nope. They did not respect it at all. They didn't take me serious. So it was a joke. It was like a joke to them. Yeah, we'll get to you. So to me, unless you're doing $100,000 or something like that, I just don't think people really want to. These bankers are just not going to take you seriously. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're doing some kind of moving and shaking. So I'm trying to get to that level where, yeah, I can do things along that line. Anyways, so that's what I plan on doing. I'm trying to figure out a way to get $50,000. That's my whole modus operandi right now. How can I get $50,000 within the next 2 years? That's $50,000 that I don't need. That's what I'm trying to do. What is it? The next 2 years? Next year and a half, actually. It was how can I get $50,000 in the next year and a half, and how can I have $100,000 in the next 3 years that I don't need? I don't need to touch it. I don't need it for my everyday. I don't need it for emergency money. I don't need it. Meaning I could take $100,000 and throw it into a project and flip the whole $100,000. That's what I'm trying to do. Now, of course, people will say go into land or go into property. But like I said, I really don't have the patience to deal with people in that realm. And I'm not fighting with anyone. I I like the quick flip. So that's what I'm interested in. And believe it or not, one of the ways of doing it is appliances. Yeah. So yeah, you guys, how are you going to spend your stimulus check? Now the stimulus check is supposed to come out next. Shoot, today's Sunday, right? The stimulus check is supposed to come out. Let me look this up. I think it's supposed to come out tomorrow. Some payments may appear pending and provided payments in the bank accounts before the official payment date of March 17th, according to the IRS, starting on Monday. Okay, I have the wrong Monday. No, do I have it? No, I have the right Monday. Wednesday. I was like, wait a minute now. I know I'm not crazy. Yeah, so Wednesday, some of your checks, according to the IRS, starting on Monday, recipients will be able to check the status of their money on IRS Get My Payment. Ooh, I'm going to check mine now. What's today? Let me see if my broke ass got some money. Today is Sunday. Oh, okay. I'm jumping the gun. I'm a day ahead. But still, 12:05 in the morning, you should be able to look on IRS Get My Payment online. IRS. Yeah, I'm going there right now. I'm seeing if it's IRS Get My Payment. By the way, this music is mine. So just check. Get my IRS payment. This is the taxes. IRS Get My Payment. IRS Get My Payment. Results. IRS Get My Payment. Useful information. Find the results. Here, find that. Okay. Let's see if this is the actual website. Get My Payment IRS. Okay. I'm going to go to this website here. All right. So, Get My Payment. Pay, refund, credit deduction. Forms, no. File, no, not filing. Individual, no. Business payment, bank account, direct to pay. No, refunds. What were you? Direct deposit. Reduced. Nope. Huh. I'm trying to see, you guys, if I'm trying to see if this website is, legit. Frequently asked questions. Okay, Get My Payment. And then I'm going to instruct you guys on what I just did. Okay, the government system is for, okay, boom, boom. So put in your social security number. All right, date of birth. Okay. Okay, this is wrong. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, street address. Boom, there it is. Let's go. Payment status not available. Okay, so we are unable to provide the status of your payment right now because we don't have enough information yet. We're working on this, or you're not eligible for a payment. What do you mean? I'm eligible. I am eligible, trust and believe. Okay, so I have been logged out. Okay, fine. So yeah, so that's what you do. You go to get my payment, look up the information, or put your information in, your basic information in there. They ask you for your name, your address, and your social security number, your date of birth, and you guys take it from, and then you hit, and then they do their little calculations for the algorithms, and they say yay or nay. Now this time tomorrow, you should I should be getting a whole different answer, hopefully. But once again, I am not pressed about the stimulus checks because I am not a huge spender. I'm not. I know that rainy days are coming. I know that flat tires are right around the corner. I am aware. And if your roller ain't rolling, you're going to have some issues. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so there it is. Oh yeah, I wanted to look up the, because we were talking about CDs, right? Putting your money into a CD. CD. All right, so let me give you guys some information on this. High rate 12-month CD apply. Brio Direct Online. Yeah, 6%. So that is the rate of a CD. 12-month CD, 6%. So if you take 14, well, if you take what 6% of 1,000 is what 60, right? No, it's what's 6% of 1,000?
The answer is 60.
Yeah, okay, 60. I was right. So each year you're making $60. If you take that times 10, you know, you gotta ask yourself, is it worth it? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it really worth my grand being in I mean, I don't know. And then they penalize you when you take it out, especially if you take it out early. You gotta pay taxes on that 60. So a year, $60 in a year, it's a lot more than the bank is paying you. If I look up what's the average, the average savings account interest. All right, so here we go. 0.05. No. 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 Hey, what's going on, Star? You're going to the casino. Well, that's the way to either, win big or win or lose big. And I know some people who are going to do the same thing. They're going to do the same thing. They're going to hit the casino. I know this one lady who plays the lottery every time she needs money. And she says, I win at least $2,500. And she'll go and she'll spend 50, $60 on pick 3, pick 4, pick 5. And she has this whole system worked out. And then boom, she'll win $2,500. She has this whole system. I know another lady, she's like, I need some money. I'm going to the casino. She'll take some money and go in that little back room where all the smokers are, it's partially outside. And she doesn't smoke, but she'll be out there, bing, bling, bing, bling. Boom, I'm good. Let's go. Get her money and bill. So, yeah, the casino is the real deal. Only taking 500, I can win a few hundred on blackjack. Yeah, that's, well, she doesn't play And then leave. And the thing about it is the casino is addicting. You know, they pump that good air in there. The air in the casino is the best air on the planet. They pump that good air in there and keep you in there. Yeah. So I do not frequent the casino because I already know I'm going to lose my money. And as soon as, where's the closest casino near you? It's on the west side of town. It's on the west side of town. It's about, well, it's 5 miles from here to downtown. So it's about close to 8 miles. It's approximately 8 miles from here. Yeah. Yeah, in Ohio. Columbus, Ohio. It's approximately 8 miles from my house. Approximately. So yeah, I don't mess around at the casino, but yeah, I don't know how to play blackjack, backgammon, none of that. I would just be in there going, you know, Joker, 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 and then like the old game show. Oh, you're near Atlantic City. Oh my goodness. I'd probably go in there just for the good food. You know, the cheap steaks that they feed you. I'm all in on that. You know, but I don't want to be one of those people where they're like, oh, you're counting cards. You know, because I'm going to sit there and try to figure something out. Like, we already know that the house is already stacked against you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not your friend. They're there so you can lose and they can take your money. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, yeah, they got good food. So I'm in it for the food. And every now and then they have concerts. Last concert that was there, En Vogue was there. Yeah, En Vogue was there. So that was good to go and see them. So they have concerts out there too. They do a lot in that casino. But when it comes to gambling, I would lose all the money I got. And I'm not into that. You know, I take a gamble on appliances because I know how to make the money if I lose it. If I buy a fridge for $150 and it doesn't work, I know that I can put at least $100 in it, get it to work, and then make twice of what I bought it for back. That I understand. The casino, you guys are better than me. You haven't been to a casino in years. Yeah, I was there about 2 years ago. The casino, I can't understand. The algorithms, and then when you do understand the algorithm, they think you're cheating and they kick you out. You win too much, they kick you out. Look what happened to that one lady, well, the white lady, about 4 years ago. Poor white lady. Poor white lady. So what she does, I call her white lady because she was white and I don't know her name. So what she did was she went into the casino and she hit the jackpot. Hit the jackpot, and they owed her a bunch of money. They said the machine was faulty and we're not paying her. End of story. See, no, because I'm the guy who hit the jackpot thinking I'm about to win $1 million. You know, I just got $1 million. No, and they'll be like, the machine was broken. So, no. And if you press the issue, then we're going to press the issue. Like, nah, like what kind of, it's just not fair. Nah, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'd rather stand outside and play quarters with somebody. At least that's more honest. You know, get your quarter and see which one comes closest to the curb. Yeah. Man, I can deal with that. He gambled. He's gambled the money you can afford to lose. That's the thing. See, I can't. This is who I am. Okay? You see that? That's mad important to me. Because I remember not too long ago where I didn't have these little things called pennies. And I couldn't even buy a bottle of water. I was living here, looking around my apartment for pennies just to buy something to eat. Hungry as heck. And it taught me a lesson. Save your pennies. Yeah. Like, I'm serious about that. I'm serious about my pennies. I count that jar. It's actually a measuring cup. I count this measuring cup about once every 3 months. Sit here and watch my show, whatever show it is, clear everything out, and it's like a catharsis to me. I count my little quarters, nickels, and dimes. It's a good time to me. You know what I mean? Because I know that if I need some water or if I need some bread or something, I got my quarters, nickels, and dimes, and I can go out and get it. Yeah, that happened to me twice recently, and I was just like, I'm saving my money. Quarters, nickels, dimes. Let's go. Here it is. Yeah, man. Count my little change. Yeah, it's rough. I couldn't even buy a bottle of water. I did not have enough money to buy water. This happened to me several times. And like I said, one time it happened. Well, twice it happened. I was here. And I made a video. The one time it happened, I made a YouTube video saying that like I'm broke. See, the thing about me is I don't get into terrible spirits when I get broke. Because I'm always thinking there's money out there somewhere. Now, how to get it is the real trick, of course. But, I'm hoping that, a tsunami doesn't hit my, finances and wipe me out. So I'm kind of like, do I really need this? No. You know what I'm saying? Do I really need a new pair of shoes? Then I look at my closet and I got all the moldy but goodies in there. If I can't wear them anymore, they're making my feet hurt, then the answer is yes. I need a new pair of shoes. But after that, it's going to be a while before I get another pair. That's happened to a black woman in Queens, New York Casino. She hit for, yeah. And they told her they would give her a free, yeah. That was in the news. They told her they'd give her a free meal. Yeah, those people, they'll rip you off. And the police ain't going to do a damn thing about it because it's not regulated. And I wouldn't play that game with them anyway. I'd be like, you know what? A free meal sounds good. I'll take potatoes all gratin, some of that steak right there, a couple of them chickens, and throw in some mixed veggies. Can we get some of that? I get a soda to go, a little Sprite going on, throw some ice in there. My man, 50 grand. Thank you very much. And I'd take my stuff and be out of there. Yeah, I'd be out. I'm not playing with them guys. You never not thought to get rid of the shoes. You can't. I thought about flipping them, like selling them, stuff like that. Yeah, I did. But most of the time I'm thinking Goodwill. So there's a little, those bins that are on the side of the road where you can put clothes into. So I take them and put them in there. You know what I'm saying? But everything is flipped now. You could flip anything. Like these old phones I got. This is a perfectly good working phone. But I do not use it. I can take this phone down to the grocery store and they got that phone bin, throw it in there and get yourself like $2 for this. Nothing wrong with this phone. You know what I'm saying? $2. You can just flip. You can flip so many things. Or I can, say, you know what? This is a whatever kind of phone. I don't know. UMX phone. And now hold on a second. Because you can flip everything now. This one girl made a video talking about she went through her mother's drawers and she found, or her mother's like stuff, and she found a bunch of Cabbage Patch dolls. Cabbage Patch dolls. Like, people were snapping out over Cabbage Patch dolls. So, UMC phones. That's what it was. UMC, right? All right. So, let me see. I'm just going to go on Facebook Marketing, and I'm going to look up UMC phones. Because you can flip anything. There it is. 5G phones. Oh, hold on a second. Let me do this. I love girls. So put your money on the LG Solo 4. Yep, there they go. HTCs, Apple phones, Boost Mobile. I mean, $60 to $200. You can just flip the phone. It is flippable nowadays. Worth, they sure are. And I'm gonna tell you something. I was in the store. I was down at Staples. I go in there every now and then and just look around, grab some Swedish fish, and just look around at the technology and stuff they got. Oh, look at you. That's what I'm talking about. So there is a nerdy looking chick at the counter, and I like, tell me something good, just, she's like, well, I don't really, have anything. I said, well, what's good in technology? And she was like, well, I don't really know that much about technology. She's like, I play the PS2 or something like that. And I said, I have a PS1 at home. She said, yeah, well, they're worth some money now. I've been trying to sell that PS1 for the longest. She said, it depends on what website you go to. You can sell that for a good bit of money. I'm like, man, I need to find it. I said, see, I knew you was about to tell me something good. You just look like you got some hidden knowledge that I need to know about. And she did. She did. I'm like, you more than, that's why I never look at somebody when they go, I'm just a cashier. I'm like, oh no. You are never just a cashier. I'm just a nurse. I'm just a laundry person. I'm just a janitor. You know how much information the janitor can tell you about who's going inside and out of what? He can tell you who's sick. He can tell you when they were sick. I mean, the janitor has private information that most people don't know. Just by observing. The people who clean rooms and all that, they know when you're there, when you're not there. I mean, that maid is so valuable. When you want information about somebody, ask the maid. The maid. She can tell you, and or he can tell you just a bunch of things that you just regularly cannot get. I mean, it's just, I never look at somebody as a jest. I'm like, nope, you're valuable. Trust me. Yeah, I don't collect dolls, but I do have I have a cat. Okay, so what I used to do is you ever see that road show where the antique road show? You ever see that? Well, there's a offshoot of that comes to town. And when they do, they'll go to a hotel and they'll say, come up and show us all your stuff that you got. And then they'll have, tell you what it's worth. And then some people have stuff. Yeah. Some people actually. So I went to one of those. And I had an old picture. It wasn't worth anything. I have an old, like a statue of a cat. I still have it. It's in my kitchen. It wasn't worth anything. But the guy, I had something else, and he said, well, if this was just a few years older, this would be worth, this how much. I was like, swing and a miss. Like, those are good places to go. I'm going to tell you what else costs money. And I used to play with these damn things. Tonka trucks. Tonka freaking trucks cost money. I used to ride them things until the freaking wheels fall off, and that was hard to do. And the reason why Tonka trucks are so so expensive now is because they were made with real steel And they were very, very, very hard to break. That was their motto, Tonka tough. You know what I'm saying? And you would try to break these trucks and do everything to them, and you couldn't. I mean, we did anything to those damn trucks, and we used to ride on them downhill and wreck and get all scarred up, and the damn truck is just looking like nothing happened to it. It's just amazing. But those things are worth something now. So, yeah, Cabbage Patch dolls are definitely worth something now. Uh, Shoot. I don't know if Teletubbies are or anything like that, but yeah, you can look around the house and just, as a matter of fact, the one time I went broke, this is what got me, one of the things that got me on the flip game, that got me on the ball is what happened. I like technology, so, I'll buy a computer and, so on and so forth. I have a bunch of old computers, but, I have recording equipment, blah, blah, blah. So I started, I ain't had no money. So I started looking for things around the house to flip just to make the rent. You know what I'm saying? So I was grabbing recording equipment that I didn't use. I was grabbing just anything, and I was flipping it. I even sold my truck because I blew the transfer case out of it like a dumbass. Damn good truck, too. Hurt my feelings. I paid cash for that truck, too, and had it shipped from Colorado to my house. $700 to have it shipped. No, $810 to have it shipped from Colorado to my house. I bought it for $2,400. Damn good engine and everything. I blew the transfer case out of it by showing off in the snow. I put it in 4-wheel drive and gunned it. Boom, blew it right out. Well, after that, got in a car accident, lost my job. Yeah, certain ones. So I had to sell it. I sold that truck for $1,100. The guys came and picked it up, modified the truck so they could put somebody who has a wheelchair in it, fix the transfer case up under. To fix the transfer case probably was $1,500 maybe. And what I didn't know is if I would have went down to the military people, they would have fixed it for free. But I still was broke. I needed the money. So yeah, that's what I did. I started selling stuff in my house just to make the rent until I could get back on my feet. And I was doing that every month. I was hustling, doing whatever. It was rough. It was rough. And once I finally, got a little change in my pocket, I said, okay, I'm good. But the thing about it is, I didn't have a hustle. You know what I mean? I had just got my SSDI, but I didn't have any hustle, other than the stuff that I used to do. Well, I can't do that stuff anymore because of my back injury. So I was like, man, I need a hustle. So once that money had ran out, I was like, I'm broke. I said, I need to be able to do something. So about 3 years ago, this apartment complex raised the rent $70. So there was a mass exodus. And when they did that, they started taking whoever moved, they would take all their old appliances and put it outside. And it would just be a nice old refrigerator, old stove, an old dishwasher, toilet, and all kind of stuff. And then they would put all new stuff in it and then raise the rent on it from $700 to $900. And they did this, and they're still doing it today. But you just don't see, you have to really catch them now. So, I was looking at the refrigerator like this, sitting in my house, looking out the window like, I know that refrigerator works. I know it does. I know that stove works. Heck, I know the people who was using it. I know it works. So I walk outside, and the Mexicans are the ones doing the remodel. I was like, yo, can I have this? They were like, yeah, it's garbage. Brother, shoot. I took that fridge, brought it in the house, looked at it, clean that joker up, put it on the back porch, boom, start spraying it down, washing it out, boom, post it on the website. People started coming to my house. That's what started my refrigerator business. But I was selling the refrigerator, the stove, the dishwasher. They even took the cabinets out. I was selling the cabinets. Matter of fact, the last person that bought a refrigerator from me recently was like, yo, you got any cabinets? I'm like, gee, but the reason why I stopped selling cabinets because some of these places were roach infested. And I don't do that. I don't sell people something that's infested, you know. So, you know, because you make money off of the repeat customer. So don't make any bad deals. So I was just like, oh my goodness, let's go. I ain't been hungry since. I ain't been hungry. Let's see, what's the last time? No, one more time after that, I had almost $0 because I had sold all my stuff, and I would go and follow the truck around that was doing the remodeling and stuff like that. But one more time, I was kind of hit, but it just didn't last long because I was always selling something. And I was like, I need to find something else to sell. So, you know, I even do the same thing now. When I come home, I take the long way home so I can drive through and look at everybody's garbage by just driving by and just, you know, taking a glance to the side and seeing what's out there. And every now and then you'll see a refrigerator, you'll see a stove. Heck, there's a desk downstairs that I got. Nice looking desk. This beautiful thing. I'm just like, somebody threw it away. I took that thing, brought it in the house. My other computer sitting on it downstairs. I can sell it if I want or not. There's a Barbie doll where, oh yeah, and they'll get that for it. They'll get it. If it's about 30 years old, oh yeah, I ain't got that either, but one of these days I will. One of these days, I figure with my mindset on the way I think about money, you know, I'm going to get into something and I'm going to get some money. I'm going to get into something and something's going to make me money. I already know it's going to happen. She has real diamonds. Ooh, I wouldn't even want that. I don't want the attention. Yeah, I'm too low profile for that. I got 22s on my truck, and that's actually a little bit too much. I didn't put them on there. It came like that. Yeah, that's too much for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a plain dude. I don't need all that swag. That's too much attention. But yeah, so I'm telling you people, if you can, take your money and save it. The reason why I was talking about the stuff that I do and or did to make money is because it has afforded me the ability to not spend every dime that I get. That's really what it is. So I don't have to get $1,400 and immediately spend it. That's what they want you to do, but I just don't have to spend it. You know what I mean? I can take it and invest it into something. And I'm encouraging you guys to invest your money. You can invest it into something. You can invest it into someone. You know, somebody's doing something out there. That little girl with the lemonade stand, Be Sweet, now it's a whole company because her dad invested into her when she was 8. She's a CEO at 8 years old. She was on Shark Tank. That's another thing. Some of the programs you guys watch, like watch Shark Tank. It's a little convoluted now, but the concept is still there. They still show you how to bid in the $100,000 range. And I don't have $100,000, but I can see myself having $100,000. I think one day I'm going to have $100,000. I remember one time my dad told me, he said, shoot, I made $100,000. And I'm like, you don't look like you made $100,000, but I know that you made $100,000. You know what I'm saying? He was like, man, I made $100,000. Yeah, watch Shark Tank. Another thing that I listen to sometimes when I'm playing my video game, is American Greed. It also shows you how you can get taken very easily. And the thing about American Greed that I love is not always the criminal who's greedy. It's the people who try to beat the system. They're the ones who I'm looking at. I'm like, you're the greedy one. You went and handed this guy thousands of dollars knowing that you wasn't supposed to. And now you're mad because you lost all your money. You're the greedy person. You know what I mean? Yes. Watch American and like listen to it, like the scenarios that they have and how people get ripped off. Like one lady, Rita Cromwell. Rita Cromwell, now this is nobody's fault. This happened to anybody. But it happened to people who just couldn't see it happening to them. Rita Cromwell lived in a small town of whatever, right? So she was she was in some kind of city department, state department, or whatever. And basically, what she did was she handled the money. She was the treasurer or something. I don't know how it went. But nonetheless, she went from just a regular working, Joe, to all of a sudden she had a main interest in horses. So she's buying up these horses, buying this land, spending all this money, and people are like, where's Rita getting all this money from? And then the roads are not getting fixed. The people are not getting raises and all this other stuff. And Rita's telling people, you got to squeeze your pennies and all this. And she's playing the whole game, telling her, we're just going to have to tighten up and we're going to have to buckle down. This is who we are, blah, 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 blah. And she's playing them the whole time. Yes. Oh my God, Bernie Madoff. He deserved his ass whooping. But Rita, she's playing him the whole time, playing the whole role until her assistant figured something out. And she, on the computer, she went into account and looked, and she was just like, this don't look right. So she played along with Rita. Like, she just played along with her, but she reported the crime to, whoever. And then eventually they called the FBI, and Rita had no idea that they were already on to her, but they were still watching her make these transactions and all the stuff that she was doing. And then the FBI just walked into her office and said, hey, we want to talk to you. Hey, we're the FBI, we want to talk to you. And, she acted like nothing was going on, but she pretty much knew it was over. They arrested her and threw her ass in jail. And, they were like, you did all of this for horses, Then there's one lady who was, she's a black woman. She was taking basketball players' money because she was fooling everybody with the whole, black pride thing. Build black, invest black, and all this other black. But she was taking whole paychecks and they wasn't getting them back. And eventually they found out what she was doing, and then boom. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? She got Dennis Rodman and a couple other players. And they found out what she was doing. You're going to jail. Bernie Madoff, he was just, his own family told on him. I mean, and the thing about the Madoff situation, the Madoff situation was, it's common. It's called a Ponzi scheme. I forgot who was the first guy who did it. I think his name was Ponzi. But that's why they call it a Ponzi scheme, because it was named after a guy who did it. But it used to be named something else. It used to be named, a Ponzi scheme used to be named, I forgot. I'll figure it out later. But it had another name to it. And they've been doing it for years. And there's a lot of people who do these Ponzi schemes, and they'll take your, it's how it works is you take money from someone and you tell them that you're going to invest that money into the stock market. and you take that money and you put it into the bank and you don't invest in the stock market. And then you tell them that they're going to get a percentage that's higher than what the stock market is giving, which is already a red flag. So if you're going to get 10% back monthly, you're going to get monthly 10% back from your investment, it's already a red flag. But people are greedy, so they're just like, hey, I'm in on it, let's go. So that's exactly how people get caught. And that's how Bernie Madoff did his thing. He promised people a high percent. Well, once you start promising people a high percent and you actually pay those people a high percent, then more people come to you and give you money. And basically what Bernie Madoff, what happened to him is it got so big that it got out of hand. And eventually you stop getting investors, or the money you owe out is just like you need another investor, because you need a big investor because you're paying out so much money. But Bernie Madoff was doing okay until his family actually told on him, and it actually was his children. And one day Bernie just said, it's all a lie. It's all a Ponzi scheme. And his kids were like, wait, what? And that's how Bernie Madoff went down, by running his mouth to his children. And his wife should have went down too. Yeah, his name was Charles Ponzi. There you go. And the other name for it is Confidence Man. Yeah, that's the other name for a Ponzi scheme. It's called Confidence Man. So thank you very much. Star with the assist. Yeah, with the assist. I appreciate it. But so there are a lot of Ponzi schemes still going on. And I'm going to tell you something. These people who invest in these Ponzi schemes and then lose their money will invest in another Ponzi scheme. Because here's the thing about Ponzi schemes. If you get in on a Ponzi scheme on the earliest stage, so let's just say that I took $10,000 and found out that there was, knowingly, I know this is a Ponzi scheme, but this guy is giving 15% back a month. I'm going to go, if I take $10,000 and I'm going to get 15% back, and then I start doing the calculations on when I'm going to actually get my whole investment back. You know what I'm saying? When if it's monthly, and I'm gonna get my whole, what is it, 10,000? So it's 100, what's 150 or what's 120? Whatever it is, 150, 125 dollars a month, and then you take that and you times it by 12, and then yada yada yada. So a whole year you got your money back plus, or something like that, or whatever it is, right? So when you look at the average Ponzi scheme and you look at how long they last for several years. I mean, people go undetected until they get too big. That's really what kills a Ponzi scheme. You got too big. And football stars and movie stars are investing you. Tom Hanks and all them are coming to you. It's too big. You should tell them no. Be like, nope, I don't want your money. Of course, they're going to be like, wait, you don't want my money? Be like, yeah, look, I'm good. But that's not what these people do. What they do is they start aiming for the big person, because they know if they can get a $1 million investment, they can pay off everybody. But they're still not making any money. And one guy actually tried to trade, but he lost more money actually trying to trade. He said people would just walk up to my house and just hand me money. It's just hard to let that go. They would just walk up to his house and hand him thousands of dollars and say, invest in it. See, the people are greedy. And once they figure out that there's a Ponzi scheme, and they know there's a high chance that this is a Ponzi scheme, they're still willing to take the risk, because they know if they can wait it out for at least a year, they're going to get their money back plus 10% or plus 15% of their money. So they're making money in a short time. A year is a short time when it comes to an investment. So they're making money in a short time. You know what I mean? And then some people actually go ahead and roll that over and give them more money. They just go ahead and give them more money. They're just like, yeah, you paid me all that I have back. And that's where the confidence comes in. That's why it's called a confidence man. Because that's where the confidence comes in. If I pay you back 15% monthly, you're getting a check from me. What is the number one way of advertisement? Word of mouth. You go word of mouth, blah, blah, blah. That's how I make money now. Word of mouth. Somebody told somebody about me. The next thing you know, I'll get a random call. Happens all the time. Hey, so-and-so told me about you. Yeah, do you have this? Boom. You know what I'm saying? I either do or don't, or I'll try to find it for them. So a confidence man is giving you exactly what he said he's going to give you. You're like, boom, this is all good. Next thing you know, you tell your family members. You know, if you're a grandfather, you got grandkids that are grown. Boom, they start telling the people they work with, people that work with, they're all making money. They're like, hey, here's $50,000. Boom, I'm in. You know, they're like, shoot, in a year, I'm going to make this, and they do. You have a whole side of town who's all making money off of you, and you haven't invested not one dime. Now you have no license whatsoever. Bernie Madoff could have paid those people and still profited. But listen, Bernie Madoff was going to jail anyway. But Bernie Madoff was the one successful confidence man. He was at the top of the game. And here's the thing. People would have still gave him money. They would have gave him money even though they knew it was a Ponzi scheme. You can't tell me if Bernie Madoff gets out of jail, people won't give him money. There are still people trying to give him money right now. There are people trying to give Bernie Madoff money right now because they would not believe that it was a Ponzi scheme. They don't want to believe it. They're just like, we're not believing it. If Bernie Madoff gets out of jail right now, he's going to have people lined up at his door saying, here, take my money. Why? Because Bernie Madoff paid you what he said he was. And that's all that matters. They're like, we don't care if he's a criminal. Did he do what he said he was going to do? And the answer is absolutely. Bernie paid you. And that is it. He said he would give me 6%, or he said he would give me 10%. I got exactly 10% a month, all the way up until you, jackalos, came and put him in jail. And now I'm no longer getting it. No, free Bernie Madoff, because he was paying me. Bernie didn't miss a payment. See, you got the small time guys who try to do the whole Ponzi scheme, and what happens is they miss payments. And when they miss payments, somebody says, I'm going to the SEC, I'm going to the federal government, and then the federal government opens up an investigation on them, and then boom, they get caught. They get caught because they did it the wrong way. Bernie Madoff did it the right way. He did it the right way. He was playing with the big boys. And that was it. And that was all. He was the man to go to. Listen, I think even Alan Greenspan had something to do with Bernie Madoff. Alan Greenspan, come on. Bernie Madoff was the real deal. And as soon as he gets out of jail, he's going to have a line of people saying, take my money, please. They are. And listen, there is nothing that the federal government can do about it. Because if they walk up and hand Bernie Madoff cash, and the government doesn't know that Bernie Madoff's getting handed cash, and he will if he gets out, he'll be handed cash, and the government doesn't know about it, then what are you going to do? They would have to see him doing it. They would have to monitor him. He would have to go public in some kind of way. But if Bernie Madoff was at home with an ankle monitor on, he would be the neighborhood drug dealer. He'd be just sitting in his condo in a high rise somewhere and just chilling because he knows somebody's going to give him money. Listen, it's a matter of fact. He was good at what he did, and he paid everyone. That's what matters to people. Can I get my money? Now, them saying, oh, Bernie Madoff owes us all this money, and all these people who said, I went broke. You only went broke because the system was stopped. Listen, Bernie Madoff, he didn't owe you $10 million or $5 million or whatever the hell it is. You know what he owed you? He owed you 10% of what you invested. Did you get that every month? The answer is yes. That's what he owed you. You're only upset because he's no longer giving you the 10% that he told you he would, and that's not his fault. It's not Bernie's fault that you're not getting that 10%. It's the government's fault because they came in and said, hey, what you're doing is illegal, which is true. It was illegal. But nonetheless, Bernie Madoff paid you exactly when and what he said he was going to pay you. He had enough people investing in him that he didn't have to worry about a payment. Now, just imagine that. I mean, how many clients and customers he had, and he had the whole system going. He had people bringing him money and him making the payments, bringing him money, making the payments without making any investment. Bernie Madoff was making the payments. Boom, bringing money, making the payments. Yo, I'm trying to listen. Supporting a Ponzi scheme is not illegal. The people who gave Bernie Madoff money did not go to jail. Bernie Madoff went to jail because it was a lie what he was doing. Okay? Now, can somebody get out or can somebody be a confidence man and not have the stigma of confidence man? Can you walk up to somebody and say, hey, I'm going to hand you $50. By the end of the month, you hand me, $10? You can do that. That's legal. And then that person says, okay, bet, hand me $50. At the end of the month, I'll hand you $10. And I'll hand you $10 every month for a year. That's not illegal. That's your money. That's what you want to do. Now, of course, once the money gets to a certain amount, it becomes taxable, right? So when the money becomes taxable, if that person is paying the tax on the money that's coming in and the money that's being paid out, if you're collecting money, just like a CD, if you get your $60 off of $1,000 that you put in for a year, you're being taxed that money on the $60, right? Because you're now gaining money. So, and even if you took your $1,000 out, they're going to tax that too. So if you walk up to somebody and hand them $50 and you make a deal with them and say, I'm going to give you $10 a month for the next year, boom, that's legal. And then once it becomes taxable, both of you pay the tax going and coming. Still legal. 100%. Next thing you know, you told a family member, they told a family member, they told the next door neighbor, they told blah, 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 and you have, let's say, 100 people, each of them giving you $50 a month. All right? And now that you got to have 100 people giving you $50 a month, you go ahead and you're making out the payment of $10 each month. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. You take that money, you put it into a savings account. Boom. You know what's going to happen? You're going to have 100 more people knocking at your door in a very short time. Because once that year, or even half that year for whoever it was when they started, once half that year is over, those people got their $50. Or not even half the year, but once 5 months is over, those people got their principal back. So the deal is for you to pay them $10 a month for the next year. So now they have what, 7 months, 6, 7, how many months they have? So there's another $70 that's going in their pocket that they don't even have to worry about. They know that that money's going to be in their account, or you're going to give them that money however you guys made the deal. Now go ahead and put 2 zeros behind that. Make it $5,000 a person. Now it's taxable. Whoever you are, wherever you are, even is 6% all the way to 13%, depends on what state you're in. Still, is it illegal as long as you're paying taxes? The answer is no. The illegal part came when the lie started. You told a lie. You're a confidence man. You duped these people into thinking that you were investing this money. And you are not investing this money. And this is how you had illegal gains. That's the lie. That's why you're going to jail. But if just somebody went on Facebook and said, "Hey, give me $100, I'll give you $12 a month until the end of the year," you know you're going to make $200 or whatever it is. You know, you're going to make at the end of the year. And then you're just like, I just made $200 in a year. That's fine. No big deal. It's money that I'm not using constantly. You're like, I'd like to do it again, or I'd like to put more money into it. You call up the same person and go, "Hey, can I give you $5,000? Sure. You figure out what it is coming and going. And the same deal applies. Pay me so-and-so amount until the end of the year. Well, shoot, half the year is over and you got your $5,000 back. Boom, now you're making money hand over fist. This is the person who's getting paid the money. It's not the guy who's running the system. He's getting money from people who want to be interested in what this person is getting. That's what I'm saying. It's the lie is where these people, because they're always claiming that they're making investments. Now, here's the thing. Let's just say that I started this. I went on Facebook and I said, I'll give you 10% of what you give me every month for a year. So you give me $100, I'll give you 10% of it for a year. You know, at the end of 10 months, you already got your principal back. The next 2 months is gains, right? Boom. So you make it to where it's going to be a good gain. So you 500, 600, whatever. So let's just say it's $500 a month that you're getting. So you're getting $1,000 at the end of the year, right? Gained. You already got your principal back. Well, who's going to turn down $1,000? Look how we're trying to hang on to getting a stimulus check. Who's going to turn down $1,000 at the end of the month? And then you take the money, you running the system, you take the money and you take it and you invest it in apartments. You know there's some abandoned apartment somewhere. You know the bank is selling it. You know there's a building somewhere that the bank just wants to get rid of it and they're selling at a very low price. But here's the thing. You know that attrition is happening in that area. You know that they're kicking out all the bad people in their building and they're building it up just like they did in my old neighborhood. Now there's white people jogging in the hood. Jogging. Walking their dogs on Livingston Avenue. On Livingston Avenue. White people. They took that whole area. They kicked out all the crackheads, all the dealers. The police are over there constantly. They keep that place safe. Why? Because PNC bought, not only did PNC buy that hospital that was there, they rebuilt. Look, they took the hospital, rebuilt the hospital, then built a garage next to it, big old state-of-the-art garage. Then the high school, the black high school, it was a completely a high school for black kids in the hood, because the hood's right there. They took that high school and they said, listen, if you guys would sell us this land that you sit on, and the brand new track that they had just built for these kids, they said, we want the track and we want the land where the high school is sitting on, and it was called the Afro-American High School. If you give us this land, we'll build you a brand new high school. And they were like, deal. They took that, built them a brand new high school where an old hood used to be. It was called Uzi Alley. They took that whole spot, cut down all the trees, got rid of all of the apartments that were over there that was all messed up, built a brand new state-of-the-art high school, and said, now you guys go to school here. They moved a whole neighborhood just like that. And the people who live there now don't even know that all that happened. And I watched it all happen. So if there's something like that going on and you start buying up all these old houses, now you're actually investing in something. You see, you can actually do a Ponzi scheme without being illegal, is what the point is. If you have something to invest it in and you know it's going to make money and you're honest and upfront about it, you can actually do the same thing Bernie Madoff did and not go to jail for it. You can. And it's highly, highly possible. Somebody just has to have confidence in you. You have to have some type of track record. You really do. People aren't going to give me money. They don't trust my face. Nonetheless, that's exactly what I would do with it. Because I'm already on the inside. I sell appliances. So I know what hoods are being built up. Share me the secrets. Well, that's what I'm doing now. I'm telling you guys, the secret of some of my success. Look, I don't live in a big house, but I live in a place where I want to live. If I want to move and get a house right now, I can. I just don't want to. I really don't. I have no desire to. If anything, I'll get a condo, actually. But nonetheless, I am I guess a mid-level, low-level, I don't know, success story. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you how I did it, how I, was broke and had nothing, and then start using, my surroundings from flipping garbage, things that people threw away to, I don't have any financial worries right now. Here's another thing. I'm on disability, right? So I can't go out and work like everyone else. I just can't do it. My back is killing me now. But so if you're on disability, like I ain't even noticed until I went down to the disability office. No, I actually spoke to somebody and they told me this. Somebody who was on disability, so I'm sharing the knowledge. They said, listen, if you're on disability, you can get your student loans DX'd. I was like, wait, what? It was like, yeah, you can get the government to take care of all your student loans if you're on disability. I jumped right on that. Went right down to the office, filled out the paperwork. I had to wait 3 years. And I had to follow their guidelines. You can't make over the poverty line, which was 16, now it's 17,000. I didn't. You can't move. You can't change your phone number. I changed my phone number, but I told them that I did. I didn't move. And, so on and so forth. So I followed all of the guidelines. And, they wrote me a letter and said, hey, you no longer owe any student loans. All of them gone. Boom. You got to follow the rules, though, because if you don't, you'll owe. Follow the rules. I don't owe any student loans. So that's another thing. So if you guys know anybody who's on disability and they owe student loans, well, if you're on SSDI, if you're getting reviewed every 3 years, then you can do it. But if you're getting reviewed every year, then you can't. So there's that. It's just, There's just different. There's just different ways to get your money right. Is basically what I'm saying. But one of the ways that I did it was I used people's trash, and I still do every day. When I walk outside, first thing I do is look at the trash. I look at the trash, and I'm like, okay, there's nothing over there of value. And then I walk to the end of the corner and I go look at my trucks. One truck that's parked right in front of my house. I got one that's parked on the curb. I'm looking for dents or anything because I got a neighbor who, likes to dent up stuff. And anyways. So, and then I look down both directions to see what trash is out on the curb. And if it's a good amount of trash and, certain colors are sitting out there, baby stuff that's being thrown out and, there's a couch outside, then that tells me there's a good chance that this person is moving. And if that person's moving, then guess what else is coming outside? The appliances. If the appliances come outside and they don't take them and get rid of them, or the trash, or there's a guy who comes around and picks up appliances and he junks them. If I can beat that guy to a working refrigerator, then that's $150 I just made for nothing. Just by being in the right place at the right time. And every now and then this happens. I'll be like, oh, there's a refrigerator, pull over, put it in my truck, boom. Take it, put it on my back porch, clean it up, boom, bam, plug it in, make sure it freezes. It works, put 2 bottles of water in it, boom, let it sit out there, boom, it works. Next thing you know, put it up for sale, take a picture of it, take the measurements, and put it right up for sale online. Somebody's coming to my house. Well, not my house, but I have a storage unit now. Take it to the storage unit, put it in there, boom. Post it online. Somebody's going to come get it. $150, they can't pass it up. It's a good fridge to put in your garage, put in your basement, for your kid, for college. It's just a good old working fridge. $150. If they need it delivered, I charge them another $30. Boom. They can't pass up the deal. You just made $180. You can't knock the hustle, people. You can't knock the hustle. And I'm tell you something, my mom used to dig in the trash and we used to be mad because it's embarrassing. Your mom is in the garbage bin. She would go to this company that was right around the corner from where we live, and they threw away calculators and all kind of electronics. She'd be like, you never know what you can find in here. And one day she pulled out like a fancy calculator and yada, yada, yada. Why was we digging in the garbage right with her? We was right in there like, what'd you get this time? You know what I mean? Because we realized people throw away stuff that other people can value. Now, we wasn't, of course, the internet wasn't around back then, and we wasn't taking it and selling them, but we were taking it and see if we could use it, use the stuff, Sometimes you could and sometimes you couldn't. But the concept was there. You know what I mean? And so I just took that same concept and ran with it and fed myself. And now I'm overweight, but the point is, I have 2 refrigerators. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 refrigerators downstairs. 3 of them is mine. 1 of them belongs to the apartment complex. I could sell all 3 of them. 1 of them I'm not getting rid of. It's just too beautiful. It's way too beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just putting you guys on a nice side hustle. Like, don't be afraid to look into somebody's, if they're throwing something away. And the thing about it, I'm going to tell you something else. The hustle that I have, other people tell me how to do the same hustle. Like when they'll buy a fridge from me, they'll go, you know what? If you go around the so-and-so area, those people are always throwing stuff away. I'm just like, I love the game. I love the game. Or they'll call you up and say, hey, can you remove this for me? We'll pay you this. I got one guy, he buys fridges and stuff from me. He just bought something else from me. He just bought dishwasher from me. He's like, hey, I'm going to go down to one of my competitors, except this guy's doing better than me, and that's fine. He says, and I want you to come with me just to look at. He's like, I'll pay you just to come with me. See, I love that stuff. I was like, nah, man, just buy me lunch. He was like, sure, I'll buy you lunch. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to charge you for that. I said, as long as we're not there that long. You know, if we're there for, 2 hours, then yeah, I'm going to want $25. But if we're just going to go there, I'm just going to look something over. And I was like, yeah, I know who that guy is. See, I love the game. See, okay, so one time I had an order from this guy who sold an apartment over on the west side. These Latino dudes. And he said, I need a stainless steel refrigerator and I need a stainless steel stove. And I was like, what's your budget? And he told me what his budget was, and I was like, done. And I took that budget and I sought out a good stove and a good refrigerator from him. And I got the refrigerator from the guy that we're going to go see in a couple days. And I looked at the price of it, and I was like, I'll take this refrigerator right here. And I already had the stove. So, and I said, how much is it for delivery? So he's like, this much for delivery. I said, okay, fine. This is where I need it delivered to. So I delivered the stove. Him and his wife delivered the refrigerator. Boom. Done. Both of them worked. I haven't heard from them people since. Made a good profit. And I just laughed when I walked away. After they paid me, I laughed. I laughed. I just could not believe how easy it was to go to somebody else who had the product, have them deliver it, and of course I paid them. See, I had paid them already. So even if those people changed their mind, now I own that refrigerator. You know what I'm saying? So I just went in, paid them. I said, boom, this is where I want it delivered to. So there was no grievance or discrepancy on the guy who was delivering the refrigerator because he already got his money. And he's a businessman, so he had to stand up to his deal. Boom. He takes it, goes and delivers it. Him and his wife delivers the fridge. Boom. I delivered the stove. I laughed. I could not believe how easy it was. Now, those people wanted me to find another type of refrigerator that is impossible to find at the price they were looking for. They were looking for a refrigerator that has the big screen in front of it. And they wanted to get it for $900. And I was like, that's impossible. That fridge would have to be broken for you to get it for $900. And then you probably wouldn't get it for $900. It's called a Family Hub refrigerator. Good luck. It's made by Samsung. Good luck. You're not getting a Family Hub for $900. You'll get a Family Hub for $3,900. You might get a good used one for $2,900, but you're not going to get it for $900. So that was the end of the deal with them. But nonetheless, I just laughed because I made so much profit off of that one deal. It was just great. But yeah, these Latinos are buying up everything over here. And I so want to, I wish I was one of those people that liked people, like want to deal with people on a long-term basis, but I just don't want to be a landlord. I just don't want to bother. But people are making money with it. So I'm figuring if I get into the landlord business, I'm going to have a management, like I'm going to have to pay a management company to do all the dirty work. Like I don't want to be the one that collects. I don't want to be the one kicking people out. But I do understand the profit of being a landlord. I mean, it is real deal. You know what I'm saying? So, and Columbus is growing like wildfire. There are people buying and selling houses and apartments, and everybody's in on it. I mean, the Latinos are there, the white people, I have some black friends, and they're both landlords. I'm like, you know what I mean? And they're both buying fridges from me. Trying to get advice from me, calling me out of nowhere. Hey, can you tell me about this fridge? I'm like, yeah, I'll tell you. But, eventually it'll cost you. If you're good at something, people should pay you for it. I'm not bad at the refrigerators. I'm not bad at them. I don't get too technical, but I'm technical enough to where I can pretty much troubleshoot one by what you're just telling me. If you're like, oh, my refrigerator is doing this, it's a good chance I can narrow it down to 5 things and save you some money. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you might not even have to buy anything. It's pretty much if you took the refrigerator apart and moved it from one place to another, there's a good chance that if it's frosting up on you, that the refrigerator is not broken at all. What you did was you didn't put the door on all the way. So the seal that goes around the refrigerator still has warm air coming into it up under the bottom door. If that's what's going on, you're going to see frost. You're going to think that your refrigerator is not working because it's not dropping to 6 degrees below, 6 below, or it's not even dropping to 0. Well, that's why. You have to take the door, lift it up, tighten up the screw, make sure that the seal is going all the way around it when it closes. And then you have to take a dollar and put it and close the door on the dollar. And if the dollar falls down, the seal is not on there good. But if you pull it and it has some resistance, then the seal is on there good. But you have to do the same thing to the bottom. Make sure that seal is on there right. Refrigerator is not broken. You just didn't put the door on all the way right. I learned that after spending $300 on a fridge. I bought a new motherboard for it. As a matter of fact, I spent more than that. I bought a new motherboard for it and all this other stuff I replaced and turned around. The door wasn't on there right. Cost me. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I'm just telling you, I'm just putting you guys up on some hustle. There's a lot of game out there. There's a lot of ways to get that money. And we need to share our information. I don't think anything's wrong with that. Sharing information on how we get money out here. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say this. If you got somebody in your family that you're close to, or somebody you know that you're close to, and you get that stimulus check, and you know that you're going to burn right through that stimulus check, give it to someone else. And have that person be smart with the money. If you have that person that you trust, and that person is good with money, this is not somebody who needs money because they're just going to spend it. This, you know what I'm saying? This is somebody you know is good with money. This is somebody who talks about money all the time. And when they're talking about it, they're giving free game on how to make it. And they're obviously making it. That person. Say, hey, what can I do with $600? I got my stimulus check coming. You know, I know you're into this, that, and the third. There's a guy who I would see every now and then. He's a real cool guy. And every time he see me, he would ask me the same question. When you going to give me some money? And I had the same answer. I don't have any. I wish I saw that guy right now. Because that's all he did was talk about how to invest money. He was a brother, too. That's all he did. He's like, yeah, man, this is, how to invest this. This is invest in this. That's all he did was talk about how to invest money. And he'd say the same thing. Hey, bro, what's going on? When you going to give me some money? You know what I mean? Now, if I saw him, I'd give him some money. I'd be like, all right, here's this small amount of money. What can you do with it? And then we would sign some legal documents and so on and so forth. And then boom. I would send the money to him. I wouldn't give him cash. I would wire the money to him. So there would be evidence that I gave him money for this reason, documents and all that. I don't care if it's $100. If he's going to invest it, then boom, I have documentation that he invested my $100. And then I have a expected return time. And boom, he returned my money at a certain time. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys know someone like that and you're about to get your stimulus check, invest it. Find the person, he or she, that's investing, and sit down with them Maybe once or twice before you actually do the whole thing. It wouldn't hurt if you had a lawyer and find out how much all that cost and go ahead and give that person $300 and see if they can turn that $300 over. I'm gonna tell you now, if you gave me $300, I can turn that $300 over. I already know that I can. You give me $300 now, I give you your $300 back within 30 days. But if you gave me your $300, I mean, it would have to be more than you just getting your $300 back. You would want a percentage back. Like, I want $350. You know what I'm saying? If it's a short term, you know what I'm saying? That type of thing. Or I want $400 back. So if I give you $300, how can I get $400? And when will I get it? Okay. Well, if somebody gave me $300, honestly, the way my system works right now, next month I could give them $400 and not be hurt at all. You know what I'm saying? And not be hurt at all. Be like, okay, so now you just made $100 in a month. And that's how you got to really look at it. And you're like, okay, this is $100 that I didn't need. This is money that you don't need. So you're investing. So you're just like, okay, I just made $100 extra dollars. Boom. Now I got $500. I want to know, how can I get $7? You gave me $500. I can give you $700 in a month. Period. Dot. There's a good chance you're going to tell somebody else what I did. But I already know that I can give you that money. For one, I'm not broke. For two, I already know that there is a constant stream of appliances and or something that has to do with appliances that will fund the money that you're giving me and will allow me to pay you back that $700. Now, of course, that has to be taxable on your part. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm just saying, if somebody walked up to me and was like, here's $500, can I get $700 back? I could get them $700 back in a month. I wouldn't, but I could. It'd probably be less than that. It'd probably be $600. It's $500. I want to know, how can I get $600? I'll give you $600 next month. No problem. Now, there's not a lot of gain in it for me, except for word of mouth. You're going to tell somebody what I did. That person's going to bring me $500. They say, I got 10 people bringing me $500. So I'm going to, have to owe each one of those individuals $100 more than what they gave me within the same month or within the month that they gave it to me, right? So eventually what I would do is I would say, okay, this is the $100 you're getting back is short term. I know how to make a short term gain to get you back this money. But now I'm dealing with, 10, 15, 20 people. So now I got, now I have $10,000 coming in a month. $10,000 coming in a month, I have to pay out whatever it is, $11,000 plus the principal, on top, blah, blah, blah. I don't have a calculator in front of me. But nonetheless, I have to pay out principal and blah, blah, blah. I have to find out a way where I'm making money now. You know what I'm saying? Because now I gain the confidence of you, but now I have to be making money because I'm not making money. If you give me $500, I give you $600. I didn't make any money. So I would have to find a way to where I'm making money off of that, which would be something like an administrative fee. I'll give you back $100, but nonetheless, I'm going to charge you in a month $60 administrative fee. That's what it's going to cost me in tax. That's what it's going to cost me for secretary to do all my calculations and all that yada yada yada. So each person will have to pay me $60. That's what I'm making per person per month. I'm making $60. So you would have to hand me $560 in order to make, in order for me to hand you back $100. But what you're actually getting handed back is $60 minus your tax on your $60, which in this state is 7%. So then you're just like, okay, I'm getting back whatever, $52 a month. Okay, let's up the ante. And that's where the real money comes in. You go from your $500 to your $1,000. Now you're doing, $100 whatever a month, and then you're like, okay, boom. Yeah, well, whatever. You get the point. And now instead of making $100 a month, you're making $200 a month, and this just keeps going on and on and on and on, and you're making money hand over fist. And then I'm making money simply off of the administrative fee. All right? So that's just some game, you guys. If you got somebody you trust and you know you're going to blow your money, don't do it. It's your boy Tone 202. God loves you, and so do I. Peace.